for the open mic. No, I'm just kidding. It's not going to be as awkward as Jonathan because, well, Jonathan holds that title.
Because nothing is as awkward as Jonathan.
Jonathan holds that title. So.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, this is a slam?
Yeah, the right side's a slam, the left side's the open mic.
All right. Well, apparently, a lot of people want to win some money tonight. What are the winnings tonight, Link?
It's $50 for first place and $10 for second place, and a hearty handshake if desired for third place.
Well, let's hope somebody gets 1 and 2 over 3. You know. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people signed up for the open mic. So if you just got here, or if you've been sitting here a while and you're getting the courage to come up on the mic, let one of us know. We'll get you on the list if you want a chance to win some money. Also, let me know. We currently have 7 people. Yeah, 7 people signed up for the slam. Can they sign up for a slam and open mic?
Sure.
That's so reasonable. So if you just want to get a practice poem out the way, come up on the open mic, and then you'll be ready for the slam, and then you might win some money. So we also have the bars inside, food trucks, and pizza, everything else. So please, please, please buy from this venue. We've been with them so many years now, I don't even know.
Going on 4.
Yeah, we're going on 4.
Or have we already hit 4?
I think we already hit 4.
We already hit 4? 2020 was a blur.
It was. I feel like we just shouldn't count that.
I just know August is our 22nd birthday and my 19th running
there we
show.
go. Link is an OG. He's been running the Dayton Poetry Slam for 19 years.
I've been running this thing longer than some of the people who have been alive.
Yeah, give a round of applause for Link because he's been keeping this up and running for us.
Hosting duties out for a drink in 2 years.
Yes, I like that.
It's true. See, there's that awkwardness again. It's okay. We don't have to listen to it all tonight. I'm just kidding. All right. So the person that signed up first said no next to their name. I'm going to apply. That means
that's no to YouTube.
No to YouTube. Okay. Yeah. I was like, some people put no, some people put not first.
Right. So if they put no, it's just no to YouTube.
I got you. All right. Well, don't worry. I'm going to give you a little more time to relax. So I'm not going to go in order because, well, I'm hosting. So anyway. All right. Please welcome first to the mic, live. Put your name on here. It's an ink. So it's an ink. What? Those are the rules when I host. I just unless you specify.
Way to be awkward, guys.
No, you're rubbing off on me.
Let's not talk about that right now.
I know.
This one is like practice, open mic, right?
Yeah. Just open mic. The other one's a competition.
If I can reach the mic, So I just wrote this.
No shit!
I feel like I'm reaching you. Okay.
You need to adjust the mic more. You good?
It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. I got this. I don't have the option to be comfortable. Most people won't get it. Instead, they'll reinvent it to make it moldable to their minds and their somewhat, quote, normal reality. I don't fit into that definition of this stationary realm. I fell through like a beam of sunshine, and I'm really just like this. No cocky shit. I've had a lot more no's than yeses. That just comes in the line of sales and marketing. You're literally marketing yourself. I feel like a whore in fancy clothes, sweating at the thought that someone might hear my thoughts aloud. Did you know more people than not are socially awkward as fuck? Hello, how are you today? We're homeless! Proceeds to write down a local homeless shelter. Dressed in their fancy clothes, I walk up to hand them this note. I think you could really benefit from this, I say. They turn more red than the party cups I grew up drinking from. Soberly waking up to do awkward shit like this is what I literally breathe every breath for. My only regret was not doing this sooner. Enjoy being your dull, rude, quote, normal. I'll be my bipolar, hard to comprehend, weird as fuck self like the rays I am. You feel that? Yeah, that's me. Oh, wait. Welcome done.
Well done, love. Yes, remember, when you leave, take your mic condom with you. Who knows? Someday soon we'll be able to bear back the mic again.
And that's it for tonight.
What you do with your microphone in the privacy of your own home is none of our business, Lick.
Yes, I get it. Give another round of applause for love. All right. Next up to the mic, please welcome Margot. I hope I said that right. Yep, over here. Okay. I thought the name was different, and I was like, I'm gonna guess.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know it was me at first. And I was like, oh, I put my name on there as Morgan.
Okay.
Yeah, none of us
I
were
was
sure.
like, what does it say?
Some people call
Morgan,
me
one of the
that.
co-hosts of Good Friends, Better Reads
Okay.
podcast. Available where all podcasts are available.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Okay, I'm reading other people's shit, like usual.
Other people's shit.
Okay, this is by Neil Hilborn. It's from his book, The Future. It is called Next Exit. A Red Bull can with a Band-Aid in it. A speed limit sign and a dented bumper. The guardrails and new patches on asphalt. The orange stripes next to the white. The shoulder and my broken shoulder both crunch when they move. The world takes forever to get across. The world is a place full of uncomfortable beds. Before all this, I had an idea. And ideas are made mostly for being wrong, but I had an idea that every town would have something about it. The thing about the world is that most of it is actually terrible, and believing that every small town is imbued with a quiet dignity is a disservice to both people and dignity. So let places be bad if they're bad. If there weren't awful places to be from, then there'd be nowhere to grow up and run away from. So if you're bored, be bored. Get to the dock, lean out over the rail, stay until you can't stay no more, turn the key and then the engine, let the world pass beneath your wheels and never think of it again. Thank you.
Keep it going for Morgan, ladies and gentlemen. We're on all social medias right now, taking live pictures on Instagram. If we don't happen to tag you on a picture on Instagram, please, as always, tag yourself. Dayton Poetry Slam on Instagram, Dayton Poetry Slam on Facebook, at Slam Dayton on Twitter. Can't think of any other social media that we're on.
Friendster.
Nope. Well,
No one's on Friendster, Jonathan.
That's why
thankfully,
no one's friends with me.
Link and Jonathan have not put no links together
Oh, yeah.
outside of this. You cannot find us on that social media site.
Find us on Bumble.
Bumble?
Are we actually? That would be hilarious. Actually, I actually want to put it past them to do that. So,
No.
So
Don't
sorry.
bring me in on this shit.
oh no, you're in on it, both of you. So, all right, I'm not calling this person next, but I am going to call. And I think they're new to our stage, possibly. If I'm wrong and you've been here multiple times, I am so sorry. We get a lot of people up on our open mic, so forgive me. Please welcome to the mic, Tom! Bill? Hi. There, the cover's there, and then.
This is a baseball poem. Opening day, immortality, beyond death's delivery of bullets. I never had the heart for the terminal, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Fellow St. Joseph Spartan, the news is of him dying young. A high school no-hitter thrown, brothers in arms, 12 years old. The news when war, blood can't get lost, it can only spill. The newspaper routes we tread were secure, almost like blood. And then his grave puncture of ulcer, of violence within. When you're throwing a no-hitter, no one will speak to you. They don't ever want your luck to go away. Will this silence rival death trying to say as much as to choose the hour of departure? Superstition, will it loom fates, heroic or pagan, or another accord? Someone immortal is in the air, trying to haunt the box scores and the schedule and stay with all who were there. A perpetuity for suspense rewarded. He would not leave us without hope. Some friends are born to have a trampoline in their backyard. There were no thought or mood disorders then. Scapegoat or hero was a sufficient realm to reckon. Poetry is a baseball swing, a violence within to protect us from a violence without. Signature now in death can seem like the Ash Wednesday cross of black ash beneath a beetled haircut. Signature cool, the only local prototype of a skateboard's balance weaving streets, is ours to be Jack Kerouac's dice baseball of replenish. Our boxcar's perfect orbit. Will Einstein permit the cloak of death toss dice? Will pioneers frontier psalms? Baseball, a Civil War American invention and contagion, making grass acres. An order better than abattoir, a patient's given order to slaughter or morphine. What permit all the time in the world for us in the line, timelessness, to try to defeat each other and not see the death of innings in Civil War battles bloody. I cannot speak to you. Is deadline to make grief ineligible, loss indelible. Where the chain link fences loom the waiting, the maps say I'm too late. Hephaestus asking more of Iron Forge than Antietam, than deadly rush stampede, even into an eastern Alcoa of aluminum, its dominion clock, a steel city of Pittsburgh. Remember yourself, arrival where the calendar permits, a riveted comet's wake dawning, a springtime in perpetuity that rivals madness. The ungovernable wind chimes, their indomitable wildness, in you a picture, a channel control, to answer an instinct almost given as heirloom. What is the nature of the game being thrown when no one can speak of having made it? Maybe that field, that movie, Field of Dreams, cast. Friend, he says, I will tell you something no one knows. Wake before dawn and follow the trout truck to where the streams and creeks are stocked. If you build the creeks and streams heaven, then who will appear here?
Keep it going for Tom.
Great job, Tom.
Tom, was that your first time on mic? Was that your first time on our mic?
Yeah.
Give it up for Tom, y'all.
That's why you got a good baseball goal. Seriously.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
So, all right. Next up to the mic, please welcome Max. Max on there. Did you write it? Who wrote it?
Maxwell.
Oh, well, you put Max. He knows.
Okay.
He did.
Ladies and gentlemen, recent Wright State University graduate, Maxwell!
See? You wrote it as Max, and then I didn't know if it was him. Because I usually go by Maxwell. Huh?
That's what I used to. I'm sorry.
Blame it on me.
Yeah, I still can't believe that actually happened. But, you know, it feels good to be out of college. And What am I gonna do with this? I have no freaking clue. I don't see where the wind goes. So, back when I was at university, there was a class I took called Intro to Poetry Writing, taught by Dr. Annette Oxendine, absolutely fantastic professor. And we had to do an anthology for that class. We had to gather up these different poems with a theme and connect them all and write an introduction to that. It was a super cool assignment. I've done a couple of them before here. There's one from Ada Limon that was absolutely fantastic that I remember doing. This one, I think, is my personal favorite. And it's called The Last Time I Took My Son to the Movies by Tom C. Hunley. We saw Wonder, the story of a boy named Augie with a facial deformity caused by Treacher-Collins syndrome, who gets bullied until the other kids get used to his face and learn to see past it into his beautiful true self. My son started talking too loud. I knew his whole script. Our car has 162,900 miles on it. I've saved $304. I'm buying a leaf blower, some extension cords, some button-down shirts. They're remodeling my high school. Phase 1 will begin in 2018. Phase 2 will begin in 2020. They're putting in straight halls because people get lost in the circular halls. They should study the interactive map like I do. How long will this movie take? The man in front of my son turned and said, "Shut up." My son's face reddened. He rocked back and forth, said, "You shut up. I'll call the police on you." And the man tried to lock eyes with him. I leaned forward and said, "Turn around, man." The man and I locked eyes with the fiercest looks we could muster. This lasted forever, a minute maybe? We locked eyes for so long that my mind wandered. Will Augie make friends? What is making that squeaking sound in my Toyota? Should I take it to a mechanic? Who was AC/DC's lead singer before Bon Scott? The man pointed at my son and said, "One more time." I said, "Let's go right now." And he finally turned back to the screen, where Augie's dad was telling him to take off his space helmet and face the other children staring at his face. 10 minutes later, my son was still upset, saying, "I'll wreck you, and you don't do that." The man turned again. I leaned forward again and said, "Look, my son has special needs. Do you understand that we're watching a movie about accepting people with special needs?" And my son said, "I have autism." The man said, "Okay, you should have said so before." And he was right. He and his daughter found other seats. By the end of the movie, I felt bad for the man. He didn't know about my son's inner battles, and we don't know what he lived with. Maybe his father had died young. Maybe his father had just died, like Malcolm Young at age 64, unable to remember the songs of his own heart. Maybe he just lost his job and wondered when he could be able to afford to take his daughter to the movies again. I wanted to take him out for a beer. I would listen to him talk about his father and his daughter. I would have tried to help him find a job. But after the movie, I couldn't find that man among the faces, adjusting to the lights coming on.
Give it up for Maxwell! All right, we got 3 more people on the open mic list. Like I said, if you want to get your name on here before we're done with the first half of the open mic, please come up, let me know. And if you want to join in on the slam, we currently have 8 people on the slam, so let me know if you want to get a chance to win some money. All right. Oh, I already forgot. So I know 10 is the second prize. I'm pretty sure 50.
It's 50 for the first
50
place,
for the
10
first
for second.
prize. There you go.
A hearty handshake for third.
I was going to say another number, and you all would be disappointed. So we're glad that we got that corrected. All right. Next up to the mic, please welcome Jordan.
Come on, you can do better than that. Jordan, give it up.
All that enthusiasm, sets an expectation.
You don't handle pressure well, do you?
I would be happy to disappoint you. I've said that to many girlfriends. You hurt me today, but I'll never tell you. I planned my day to perfection, making room to do all the things I needed to make it special for you. With workout, make up the bed, celebrate with friends, and still be done in time to make you dinner. I pushed myself. I made all the pieces fit. I worked on a special project for you, and here I sit. Sitting in my room, wondering how I keep falling short. One excuse after another, they eventually pile up. Like a blanket that smothers optimism, it clings not to my face, but to my chest. An anvil crushing me with its weight. Today I hurt. Today was different. I expect this outcome most days, but hope for the best. Today, I believed in you. But instead, I'm drowning in a mess. Rhyme or not rhyme, it matters not. My feelings are exposed when I'd rather they're not.
Keep it going for Jordan.
All right. Next up to the mic, please welcome Deidre. Clap it up, clap it up.
Also, if you have not paid the door charge yet, we take Cash App, Venmo, PayPal at Dayton Poetry Slam or $ Dayton Poetry Slam, or come see me with $2 cash or a card.
Yep.
So I actually wrote this like over 10 years ago. And yeah. But I pulled it out because it's Mental Health Awareness Month, and it just made me yay. So it made me think about when I discovered myself and that journey and what it was like and all of that. So it was actually meant to be a song, but that never really happened. So here it is. Something happened to you long ago that hurt you to the core. Over the years, you tried to forget it, but it lurked within your soul. You searched high and low, looking for relief you could not find. From time to time, your heart broke even more. You carried it with you. You let it change you until you met the Lord. God sees more in you. He sees beyond your pain. He never let it change how he sees you. God sees more in you. Do you know who you are? Do you know who God says you are? Did you believe what they told you long ago? Did you really believe their words were true? God says you are more than what meets the eye. He told you that the best is yet to come. You are the head and not the tail. You are above and not beneath. There is more in you. Yes, there is more in you. They don't know who you are. God didn't tell them what he told you. He didn't wake them up in the midnight hour and show them what he showed you. They can't see the vision. They don't know the mission. God says there is more in you. There is more in you. When will you believe his word? When will you trust him? Has he not done enough to prove his word? Has he not rescued you from unbelief? They don't know, but he knows. You don't know, but he knows. You're not sure, but be sure of him that there is more in you. There is more in you.
Deidre, was that your first time on our mic? Second time. Give it up. I was like, I didn't know. I could never figure out half the names on the list because
I can't ever
they
remember
change them
this.
every time they come. So we can be calling somebody that comes up here 1,000 times and they throw a new open mic name on there. And
Oh, yeah.
so, all right, we got one more person coming up to the mic before our slam. Please welcome Zach. Woo!
Shower cap.
That's the PG version of what this thing is. It's not a mic condom, it's a mic shower cap. Well, hi. It's a good day. How are you, Dayton?
Let's go.
I love when people give woo as an answer to a yes or no question. That's still my favorite bit. It is.
How the hell was that a yes or no question?
How is it? That's a fair point. Is everybody doing good? And they say woo.
I'm doing well, but I'm doing terrible things while I do it.
Me too, Jonathan. He says he's doing well, but he's doing terrible things as he's doing well. So I think this is old shit. We're gonna go with old shit.
Oh,
Old and just finished shit because I never finish anything. I'm just gonna do this one and I'll save other stuff for the open mic because I take forever. So this is called Homesick. We made our home in hotel rooms, dank elevators and steep staircases where you gripped my hand tight, afraid I'd stumble and fall, hoping I wouldn't take it the wrong way, but squeezing tight anyways. Home was somewhere in transit, cheap plastic cups filled a bit too much with exotic overpriced alcohol that glitters when you shake the bottle, some kind of awful purple sludge that poured like maple syrup and shimmered like your eyes after a couple sips. Home was a symphony, singing together on the couch, too drunk to remember what songs we sang even though we knew all the words. Blackout ballads performed in privacy for an audience of just a few. We lay on the bed with everyone we knew and make the ceiling tiles our stars. Stains and water damage from the 14th floor are personal constellations. And when we reached the saddest part of the playlist, we'd sing one or two dirges and then get up to haunt the halls of the convention center. Tiny specters lost together in the Midnight Palace. Giddily, they make their way to the food court at 3 a.m. to buy the same greasy sandwiches they do this time every year. Home was vertigo. Swirling city lights beneath the falling January snow. Pale frozen blanket on the streets, softly reflecting the glow of twilight. Neon signs cut through the gray with surgical precision. They pierce the windows, the sidewalks, the fragile hearts, like a flaming cross looming above in the winter dread. Blurred love like radio static, dizzy touch in the misty free fall, tangled deep within the drinks and the telephone wires and the flashing caution lights above our heads. Home was illusory. Makeup stains and breakdowns, peach tea and laughter in the dark, soft voices and guilty smiles, dead things still hiding in the corners of our vision. You kissed a stranger that night, but it was my shoulder that your head laid upon as you drifted into dreamland. I didn't sleep. Home was insomnia. And home was abandoned swing sets, hiding in dusty gravel parking lots, secret spots and comfort in the void, away from bitter judging eyes. Sacred places found on the most discreet roads in town when we take the long way back to your house because you didn't want to leave yet. Nights of vibrant color, when there was only us and nothing else, a couple of misfit losers blasting the same love song from my speakers, not caring if anyone heard, not caring if anyone saw. Fleeting moments of love and fear, when we were young enough to still feel tenderness, but not yet old enough to share it. Many years later, I met someone who somehow also knew about this secret spot. She said that according to legend, it was haunted by the ghost of a little girl who still played on the swing sets. But I knew better. You'd never go somewhere scary like that. And besides, the only things I ever heard in that place were love songs and loud laughter. Maybe we were the ghosts all along. Thank you.
Mask required.
Please remember to remove your mic condom when you are done reading your poem. As per link.
would have been funny if you had said that and left his on there.
I know. Give it up for Zach one more time. Just a reminder, folks, we are streaming live on YouTube tonight on our well, except for the folks that asked not to be there, but on our YouTube page, Dayton Poetry Slam.
Oh, is that it? Okay. I didn't know. You look like you're going to add more, but the masks are really awkward because you're like, are they still talking?
Don't worry, soon they'll be on.
That's true. Are we going to have them? Next show, did we have?
We have no idea. That's going to be when Yellow Cap tells
As
us.
soon as we know.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
If we know, you will know at some given point in time. So.
Yes.
Unless
All
we
right.
find out at like 2:30 in the morning, then we'll wait until the next day.
I'm up at 2:30.
What else?
It looks like Link needs judges for the slam.
Yes, and I have brand new dry markers.
That's so reasonable.
Wow. Hopefully they're still wet.
How many judges do you need, Link?
5.
5 judges.
You won. I got
If you have not been to a slam before, you are the perfect candidate for being a judge.
If you are participating in the slam, you are the worst kid.
That's true. If you're participating, you can now also be a judge. So if you haven't been to one, raise your hand. Oh, we got one in the back, Link. For the slam? You can. Good time. Yeah, I don't know. That's
I'll never be a judge again.
Now, the slam rules, at least the ones that I vaguely remember, possibly. Link can add anything else if he would like. It is 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Every minute you go over 10 seconds, you get deducted some points. So make sure that when you're reading, it's in 3 minutes and 10 seconds. We will keep track of the time and the scores. And yeah, and no musical or props accompaniment on stage. So yeah.
No costumes.
Yeah, no costumes.
Also, no costume changes.
Yeah, let's not do that on stage. We don't need anything more awkward than Jonathan happening.
I think we do, but
We're not. It's still cold. It's still cold. We can't keep clothes on.
That's
No clothes
true.
off on stage. One more judge. Do we have one more judge? Anybody who has not? Oh, did we get one? We still need one more. We're good. Is that it? Do we need one more? All right. Awesome. So yeah. So the judges will be scoring from numbers 1 to 10. Link, would you like to finish that?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
0 to 10, 1 decimal point because I am an English professor, not a math professor. I married the accountant. It goes from 0 to 10. 0 meaning ass. 10 meaning ass.
Yep.
If you need explanation on the difference between ass and ass, more education is needed than I can give you with the poetry slam.
That's why.
All right. Please welcome to the mic the host of the Dayton Poetry Slam and the host for the slam tonight, Lincoln Schreiber. Yeah.
I'm like, why the hell did I walk all the fucking way?
Why did you do that?
Well, because I got cords over here. Hi, YouTube. I got cords over here, so
You didn't want to go home yet.
I took the scenic route. I'm drunk and I don't want to go home.
That's how most people get their name first.
There you go. That's my third book. I'm drunk and I don't want to go home. No one bought the first 2 books, so probably not. So, all right. So we got 5 judges. Judges, make sure you write the numbers as large as you possibly can on the whiteboard so I can actually read them. So they're new pens. I can't use that as an excuse. No props, no musical accompaniment, as Quiet Storm already went over. Oh, for a second, I'm like, what the hell? Are we doing shadow puppets?
Yes, it's a shadow puppet slam.
Sorry, it's been a long ass day. I got up this morning and my wife was like, hey, the back bed is nothing but poison ivy and you're not allergic. Guess what you're doing today? So, all right. Quiet Storm. I have 7 people in the slam. No, 9. We got 9 people in the slam. So, I need a number between 1 and 9.
You said a decimal point.
1 to 9.
Okay. 4.
4. Heads or tails?
Tails.
Tails. 2 2, 3, 4. All right. So we've got our rules down. Time starts when you engage the audience. So fix your microphone condom, then go from there. I will be keeping time over here. You guys don't have to worry about that. If we go over time, there is time penalties. But people in the audience, you need to let the judges know how their scores are going. This goes because of you guys. So if there's a score you don't like, what are you going to do?
Ask for a recount.
Ask for a recount. And then go throughout all of the things for 6 months. Insist that it's still, no. Judges, we do have escorts to make sure you get to your car safely at the end of the night. No, it doesn't mean you're getting late. It means you're going to get safely to your car. If there's a score you love, what are you going to do? Woo! That's the shortest celebration yell I've ever heard. Let's do that a little better. If the score you love, what are you going to do? All right, that is far, far better. We got time. We got all that stuff. Are we ready to go? No, we're not ready to go because blood has not yet been spilled upon the stage. We have to have a sacrificial lamb. Mom!
Did you kind of develop an Irish brogue when you said sacrificial lamb?
We need a sacrificial lamb.
That was a brogue.
Actually, that was more Scottish. Oh, okay, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, your sacrificial poet tonight. So just to kind of get the judges ready to go, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Quiet Storm.
Real quick, while Quiet Storm is walking up to that microphone, if you guys want to order pizza and have not yet done so, 9 p.m. is your last opportunity to do that.
Good meetings and shit.
Hi, Quiet. Hi. Hey, girl, hey, friend.
Look at them. Trying to get you to engage. I mean, I was going. I would.
How to make a s'more out of white privilege. You know that part of the campfire where they bring out all the ingredients to make a s'more? The graham crackers, marshmallows, Hershey bars. Can you taste it? Can you feel the heat? As you puncture the marshmallow and set it ablaze, twirling the pitchfork in the pits of hell, making sure to scorch every corner. Then you grab the graham cracker and chocolate and insert your fresh catch of a hunted male into this gooey mess. This rites of passage. Now imagine being the chocolate bar, suffocated by all this whiteness, this heated ghost concoction, and then imagine being as brown as the border that crossed you, dipped in honey and sugar and told you had to build a wall around all this whiteness and pay for it as well. As the crackers are being smashed together and the marshmallow is making its way through all of the border crossings, collecting the crumbs to break off from the pack, can you still taste it? The overwhelming taste of white privilege, the overused excuse of, I tend to expend my power in heated situations. I felt threatened. I was scared. I had to protect myself. I had to ooze my way through no time served. Now, after all this has occurred year after year, do you look at the campfire the same? The echoing smokes that yells, well, what about black on black crime? And even though that in itself is an epidemic, no one ever eats a s'more without the marshmallow, without tradition. Black and brown alone is too risky, too sneaky not to be up to something. We must be running. The law is the marshmallow. The law is what's supposed to hold everything together, making a mess of everything it touches, dripping on the surfaces it had no business landing on. How? How do we trust a system that melts under pressure? If anything, the most sturdy parts of a s'more is the chocolate and the graham cracker. And isn't that what this country is supposed to be built on? Land of the melting pot, home of a struggling working class, all built on the blood-soaked grounds of black and brown bodies alike, pledging allegiance to a smoldering pit that will burn you every chance it gets. Woo!
When you have the score, roll them up in the air. Three. All right, from low to high for quiet score. We have a 9.
Y'all moving
It's gonna be a long night. Y'all know what to do with 9. We got another 9. And we got 3 10s. That's the score by random number generator of doom. Your first poet up, Zach.
We kind of harmonized there.
Yeah, look at us. Look at us. Let's see. I don't know if that's a good thing or emergency.
One of them was biased.
Long time no see. This is a poem about betrayal. Called Letter for the Snake. The forbidden fruit tastes of salt and lime, burns on the plunge, whispers fire through the teeth, stings the lips that ache for each other, and on the dance floor the Luciferian serpent slithers forth from the noise of the crowd. It puts on a pretty dress and a prettier smile, and it suddenly has arms and legs and lungs, a beautiful face and that deadly grin. Its gazing eyes cut through mine as if they were cellophane, holy hypnosis within high heels and Don Julio shots. And I know this creature can see right down to my soul and beyond it. It is the soul that it wants, after all. The soul that it craves. The hunter studies its prey before it strikes. Sad sapphire eyes locked with mine, pulling me underneath the waves to depths unseen for decades. The garden is dark tonight, raindrops trickling down the vine and onto the concrete. The serpent takes me by the hand. It knows I cannot resist. The familiar softness clasping my skin, the touch of love luring me far away from the safety of my memories, where that softness could have stayed safe in our minds, but suddenly unearthed and dredged out into the light again, like we always knew it would be. Magnetic attraction like still spreading disease. And when the serpent says, I'm so happy, I can see the flickering fork of the tongue, but I cannot resist. And when I feel its head upon my chest, I know the fangs within it drip with venom, but I cannot resist. And when it leaves me for another man in the garden, just moments later, it slinks away with a coy smile that says, you'll come back to me tomorrow, even after this, because it knows that I cannot resist. Oh, wretched and vile snake. So cold and unfeeling, I used to think that maybe, just maybe, we simply misunderstood each other, and that was the worst of it. You showed your teeth, and I thought you wouldn't bite. I used to think that nobody in the world could possibly find pleasure in the breaking of another. I used to think that the toxic wounds and lies hiding behind those ruby lips were the result of defense and projection, instincts of a cornered animal. Yes, I used to believe in simple misunderstandings, yet every day I find another crack, another bruise, another truth abandoned from where misunderstood love chipped away at my soul when I left it wide open to the touch of something so cruel that appeared so innocent. What ugly, horrifying part of yourself do you see in me? What is it that makes me your mirror? Little hate doll pricked with pins and sleeping beneath soft uttered curses and lies like pestilence, lies descending upon unsuspecting ears, tilted towards the walls, hoping the faded paint and the baseboards will whisper their secrets, hoping there's still some truth left to be murmured through the quiet spaces between the pain. Not fabric but flesh bearing the punctures. I love you is a needle, I miss you is a thorn, but the silence is all I feel driven into my sides. Someone once said there's nothing worse than hating someone you love, and darling, that's the truth. It's the strangest feeling. I don't really know what to do with it most of the time. The pain remains, but I'm numb to it. Your love is dead, but I still remember it, that beautiful poison that you tear me down with. So dance with me, my beloved, at the bottom of the glass, where we shared our sins and gave each other pain like precious gifts, scars shaped like diamond rings and stagnant years, Dance with me, serpent, in the gutter where the steady falling rain swept beneath the concrete, carrying things like love into the sewage with it. As I stood drunk on the sidewalk and watched you go home with a stranger. Dance with me, oh hateful beast. Take my hand again and drag me into your abyss. Make me a monster like the one in your reflection. Mold me into something disgusting in the eyes of gods, but pleasant in the eyes of devils. Spread your crooked wings and envelop me in your suffering. Dance with me, wretched snake. Hold me close in your arms again and show me how I've become a blight upon them. You told the world that I am the thing that curses you. You've turned so many of them against me, so prove it. If I am your disaster piece, the fetters at your feet, then prove it, serpent. Share one last dance with me in the hallowed halls of hell, beneath the ashes of the garden, where the sulfur drips upon our sorry heads, like raindrops on the sidewalk, like salt poured upon the rim. Thank you.
Woo! Keep it going for Zach!
My comment.
Quiet Storm score was a 29 even. Applaud the poet. Judges, when you have your scores, go ahead and hoist them into the air.
I know.
1, 2, 3, 4. What is? I cannot see Jordan's. Oh, there we go. There we go. Got it. Thank you. When you moved it, I could see it there. All right. From low to high, we have a 7.
You will not be escorted to your car.
We have an 8.
Acceptable.
An 8. An 8.5. And a 9. And the biggest time penalty I've ever seen in my 19 years.
Expect no less from me.
The time limit was 3 minutes and 10 seconds.
What was mine? Like
Zach went 4 minutes and 39 seconds.
Damn! And I read fast too.
I need an abacus to figure this shit out. While I figure out his score, please applaud the next poet in the slam. Please give it up for Jonathan.
The illusionist stood on stage. He announced for his finale he would be cutting a woman in half. To do this, he would utilize the classic method where a woman lies flat on a horizontal surface, arms and legs bound, unable to move. As he thrust his blade into her, the audience was a mixture of gasp and cheer. I sat silently. I knew this wasn't an illusion or a magic trick. It was an act I had seen too many times before. A man separating a woman's head and heart from her reproductive organs, each time with different magic words. Let me buy you a drink. Do you know how many girls would kill to be where you are right now? I thought you loved me. And sometimes there are no magic words. There is just silence and then flashes of light. And the questions, what happened? Did anyone see how he did it? Was it my fault? Each time the man performed this act, he did so without hesitation. Smiled for the camera, confident no one would ask how they did it. Remind the woman if she told anyone what happened, they'd only ask a million questions, accuse her of ruining it for everyone else. They tell her if you went to the show, then you must have volunteered. See, the illusion has never been the man cutting the woman in half. The illusion has always been that when he is done, he has any intention of ever putting her back together again.
All right, keep it going for Jonathan, ladies and gentlemen.
What kind of roller coaster out of effects?
Zach's score was a 24.5. Before the time penalty, Zach comes out with a 20.5.
Yay!
Applaud the poet, not the score. Judges, whenever you have your scores, hoist them in the air. As I remind folks that we are on social media, all regular social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at Dayton Poetry Slam. We are not on Tinder. We are not on Bumble. We are not on Friendster. We might be on MySpace still.
We're on Match.com.
Are you serious?
No.
Oh. For a second, I was like, what the hell?
Why did it happen to the account?
All right.
Those dating apps are on my phone for the Poetry Slam, I swear.
And 4 judges and 5. All right. From low to high for Jonathan, we have an 8. I like the first result. I'm not quite sure what to think about that one. We have a 9, and we got 3 10s for Jonathan. Applaud the poet. By the way, for those of you curious on how I score this, it's not just whatever the hell I feel like. It's you drop the low, you drop the high, you keep the middle 3. In other words, it is Olympic-style scoring. So that gives Jonathan a 29 even. Applaud the poet. Keep the applause going for your next poet up. Why? Give it up for the hoodie alone.
Yeah!
You adjust the
I know him. He's incredibly annoying.
Very good.
But like, he's okay on Tuesdays. So he's
I'm okay.
Programs provide instructions for performing tasks. People are awfully similar. Feel hungry, go to sleep. Or feel hungry, eat food. Feel tired, go to sleep. Feel pain, go to the doctor. See, my chiropractor tells me I have bad posture. I'm putting too much pressure on my lower back from the way I am sitting. I need to sit up straight and pick my head up. I'm not walking properly. I need to stand up straight and lift my head up. Seems like a pattern. He tells me my pain is most likely a software issue rather than a hardware one. All in all, I'm programmed wrong, and we need to fix it. My physical therapist tells me that the sharp pain in my shoulder and clavicle, that area right below the neck, may be caused by my terrible posture, but we can fix it. My doctor tells me that the pain I'm feeling might be a problem that can be fixed with either physical therapy or chiropractics. All in all, it can be fixed. Seems like a pattern. I'm starting to think my body is a computer who's downloaded Windows 10, aka it's fucked up, but I digress. My therapist says almost nothing. He lets me diagnose myself. Depression is the only conclusion I come up with, and I never say that out loud. It's too much real for these fake interactions I have with these people. He doesn't tell me it can be fixed. He doesn't tell me much of anything, really, but the visits I have with him make me better than any within the hospital. Depression is never a reason that seems possible for any of the doctors I see about my pain. Well, I lift my head up if I think there is no reason to. Standing up straight is hard to do if you are trying to shrink into nothing most of the time. My body might be a reflection of my mental state. Constantly screaming for help, hurting itself in intent for acceptance. The people closest to me say that I'm overthinking too much. My problems are more software than hardware, and I can be fixed. I've chosen to let my antidepressant software expire. iPhones run slower with each new update. And I've been updating my self-worth since I was a kid. Control, Alt, Delete, bring up Task Manager, Task, love for self. Are you sure you want to end task? Yes. It doesn't seem to be responding anyway. I visit the hospital when maybe I should visit the Geek Squad because they aren't helping. This is a software issue after all, and since my genes are encoded in my DNA, I refrain from blaming my parents for never learning how to code properly an archaic hard drive. And a body who seems to only accept floppy disks explains why my back is the way it is. My doctor says, your body is strong. There's no reason you can't be fixed. My friends say, you might be a hypochondriac. My mind says, your body is just another person who has let you down. My body says, You are hurt, but taking it out on me ain't gonna make you feel better. You keep going like this, and you won't be here to see me at my best. And I know this. I'm just waiting on my software not to wear me down. I may not have enough storage to accept the new update. So I shall delete the parts of my programming that aren't healthy. Years of self-deprecation and destruction take time to erase. When done, I can finally heal. But depending on the situation, download speeds may vary.
Keep it going for why? Jonathan's score was a 29 before it got wiped off by my spilling my drink all over.
That was hilarious. I had to excuse myself. I was laughing so hard.
Let's see, I got 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hey, hi to the 5 folks watching us on YouTube right now. Hello!
Thanks for subscribing.
Thank you for subscribing. Smash that bell icon.
You know what time it is.
Self-plug. Anyway, all right, for why? Damn, this might be the easiest math I've had all day. Let's start low. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. Y score was a 30 until his long ass got a time penalty.
It wasn't fuck the time.
It's just a point. He only went to 330, so he just gets a point off for 29. So applaud the poet. All right, so we had to have a judge step aside for a quick bathroom break, which is a perfect time for us to also take our first break midway through the first round. We are going to be having 3 rounds tonight, so we're going to take a 15-minute break. Pizza Bandit closes in 25 minutes, so if you want any last-minute pie, now is the time. Go inside, visit Sarah behind the bar, and as always, tip aggressively and receive rewards in heaven. We'll be right back in 15 minutes, folks. Remember to wear your mask when you're walking around.
Or crawling around, or rolling around, gallivanting about.
Rolling in the deep.
Is there money in heaven? Rolling in the hay. That's a different kind of mask. Whatever. I'm not gonna lie to you. What? You went so far over here. I thought you were.
Also, I'm going to be walking around during the break. If you have not yet paid the door charge, I'll be visiting.
He's just gonna keep going. Yeah, that would be awesome. Enter the slam, no I say this as a host. Yes. Flowing on. I can do my witness like oh, now we I remember, oh, this was my love it. I can hear I've been out of my school for 11 years. Yeah, I know. I hope that by there. If I went to high school with somebody and I want to know what they're up to, I know. Yeah, same. Of course, our 10 year will start going, so we're like, no, I can sit there, but I'm not going to see Oh my God. How did you get into that? You decided to represent yourself. Well, everybody's bar hopping and I don't know what happened, but after I got yeah, I know, right? No one got it. I might have wanted some second layer.
The show will start in 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Some of these intermissions, I'm just going to put on like the drive-in theater reel. I just have fun with that. All right, I'm going to switch over to this angle.
Dies in the lives of us too. Women who paint and sing and dance, women with bodies, women who are.
And my belly is goddamn fucking marked by purple vein strengths, and the damn twisting tells me this state is unlovable. Matters only matters. It matters.